Hey, it's Brad from myBSlife. Here we are. It is BS Banter number 14, I think, already. It's crazy how fast that goes. This week, our theme is speed dating. Now, I've never actually been on a speed date, but I've heard speed dating is very popular. I also think speed dating is typically not done where I am right now, which is, well, in a field by some brightly colored trees. Usually there's tables and stuff. Instead, as usual, I've got nothing, but I do have my table / also my favorite chair, which is typically my trunk. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go quickly through a bunch of speed dating type questions so you can let me know how you think I would do on a speed date. This is my question. I'm looking for some feedback from the myBSlife community. How would I do if I was speed dating? I'm gonna try and keep my answers quick. I've got a bunch of questions. Let me know, do you think these are good answers on a speed date? If I'm out trying to meet that special someone, and if you've got any speed dating tip advice, let me know. Here we go. All right, BS Banter 14. If you got any chance, hit subscribe. I'm always up for all kinds of advice because let's be honest, I've got all kinds of limitations. So right today, we're gonna try and cover speed dating. Question number 1. And I pulled these off of the World Wide Web, as they call it. And they're just a series of questions. Some are like get to know you questions, which I think is what you're doing at speed dating, and speed dating type questions themselves. So first question was, would you rather fight King Kong or a T-Rex? That is easy for me. I'm 100% going up against a T-Rex. They've got really short arms. I've got really long arms. So I feel like even though they're gonna be bigger than I am, they've got more teeth. I figure I can get that reach. I can help take them down. So for me, I'm taking on T-Rex, not King Kong. Next question, McDonald's or Taco Bell? This is an absolute gimme, no-brainer. Taco Bell every single time. Taco Bell over McDonald's for sure. So if I'm on a speed date, I guess I'm recommending Taco Bell over McDonald's for sure. Taco Bell for me, and those fries Supreme, they are delicious. They cover the fries with anyway. Quick answers, succinct, to the point. That's my second one. Number 3, mountains or beaches? It depends on the occasion. If I'm hiking, I want the mountains. I love the view. I've had a chance to hike the mountains. If I'm looking for a leisurely day, I'm going beach. But if I have to choose one, because we're speed dating, it's all about efficiency, I'm gonna tell the lovely lady across the table or the park for me, I'm gonna be like, I'm going beaches because I like the sand beneath my toes. I like to hear the sound of the beach on the shore. These are fun things for me. I like these things. Next question is going to be, do you put, oh, this is a controversial one. Do you put the toilet paper over or under? Are you like this way or this way? So when you hang the toilet paper, is the paper closest to the wall or over the wall? Now I'm gonna be honest, I've never been a big fashion guy, and especially as you can see, the limitations, not a big haircut guy, but I've never really loved the mullet. I know they say party up top, no, business up top, party down behind. That's how I feel like the mullet is. But it's stuck to the wall. If I'm really in a situation where I need to get that toilet paper quickly, I do not want to be fighting with it like suctioned onto the wall somehow. So I'm for sure an over, not an against the wall kind of guy for my toilet paper. Next question is, do you eat your craft dinner with a fork or a spoon? Easy, spoon, 100% all the time. You know how tricky it is to scoop to get your little, like if your fork, not a fork, a fork, to scoop 4 individual KD noodles and get them on there? No chance, too inefficient. I wanna go in there like a backhoe would, go in, scoop it right up, and like just really be efficient with my KD. Maybe that's not great for speed dating. Comments on being able to eat your KD with efficiency? I'm not sure. Give me some feedback on that one. I'm definitely a spoon over fork guy for KD for sure. Next one is gonna be, thoughts on ketchup on craft dinner? 100% no, 100% no. Ketchup does not belong on craft dinner. Ketchup though does belong on burgers and fries and hot dogs. Besides that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that should have a really, really heavy ketchup base. I don't think so. I also don't put ketchup on my eggs. I know that's really popular with some people. Maybe I just don't love ketchup enough, or maybe I haven't tried the right brand. But either way, speed dating with Brad, continuing on. Next question is, what's your favorite piece of clothing and why? Oh, my favorite piece of clothing would be a hoodie, for sure. I love you can pull it over, you keep everything from like blowing down the back of your neck, especially here where I live in Ottawa, Canada, with snow and pine needles and stuff that just wants to get down the back. Also, it pulls it right over like this, it blocks the wind, shields your ears from those windy days. It's a woodpecker over there. Anyway, windy days. It also lets you be like a marsupial because you got that pocket up front. And anytime you can be a little more marsupial, I think there's a place for that in everyone's life. So for sure, a hoodie, you want to wear that. Makes you feel safe, cozy. Yeah, I'm a big hoodie guy. Okay, moving right along. What's my spirit animal? Oh, good question. My spirit animal, I would say, is an otter. I like otters because I love the water. I love the water. Otters love the water. Otter runs with water. Anyway, they're very playful. They seem easygoing. they seem to have a good time wherever they go. So I'm gonna go otter. I like otter as spirit animal. Like I think some people are gonna be like, I'm a bear, I'm a lion. No, I'm not a bear, I'm not a lion kind of guy. I'm not that aggressive. I'm not looking for trouble, I'm not looking for fights. So no, I'm gonna pass on the bear lion bit. But otter, I'm a laid back kind of guy. Next one right there. When's the last time you had a speeding ticket? Oh, speeding ticket. I actually haven't had a speeding ticket in about 7 or 8 months, which is pretty good for me. I'm doing well. I've had many speeding tickets. I've got what they call a heavy foot. I don't know if it's actually weighs more than my other foot, but I could maybe weigh it if someone's curious. Put that in the comments or questions. But yeah, I've had a few speeding tickets. In fact, I think they time out in different states. So if you work for a law enforcement agency and you're down south of the border, so if you're one of my American friends, let me know, because I've had some speeding tickets in other states in the United States. Doesn't matter if, and some of these, it slipped my mind, just I haven't actually paid these tickets, but they're many, many years ago now. So am I still required to pay these tickets? Can I get an extra fine or incarcerated if I'm traveling through your state, or do those tickets go with the old license plate for the car, which is long gone? Just asking for a friend. Okay, next one. As we go through, what is one thing on my bucket list? Oh, one thing on my bucket list for sure is go to Petra, Jordan, and to see the pyramids. I love the pyramids. I was supposed to actually be there this summer, but with everything that went on, didn't happen. Didn't get to see the pyramids in person. I didn't get to see Petra, Jordan, which was my goal. I was supposed to travel there this summer. And for some of you who've checked out my Instagram page, myBSlife on Instagram, you see I love to travel the world. I love to get all over. So yeah, for sure, that's on my bucket list. What's the grossest thing I've ever eaten? I've eaten a lot of strange things while traveling, things I didn't know what they were, things that I just kind of tried because you're there. And when in Rome, eat as the Romans, I think they say. But for me, the grossest thing I typically eat are peas. I can't stand them. Those little green slimy pellets that people would serve you as children. I don't think many adults actually serve peas unless they're punishing people in their lives. But for sure, peas, one of the worst things. I remember as a child too, my mother to try and convince me to eat them, she would put peas inside green Jello, as though I wasn't gonna find the peas in there. They were terrible. They did not make the Jello better. In fact, they made the Jello much worse. They did not make the peas better either. So for me, peas, gross thing I've eaten. I do not like eating peas. I have no interest in eating peas, and I'm gonna pass on peas going forward. Have I ever broken a bone? Yeah, I've broken a few bones. I've broken my right arm in 2 spots jumping out the car window as a child. That was one. I broke my left arm playing, I don't know, I think soccer, and then I also broke my right wrist at one point playing soccer. So I've had some soccer injury, more soccer injuries than anything else. I've also partially ruptured the bursa sac in my knee playing soccer, but not a broken bone. We're speed dating. I digress, moving right along. Excellent question, thank you. Next one. Last country I visited was Singapore. I was in Singapore. That was on the end of a great trip. I live in Ottawa. I went and visited my grandmother out in British Columbia and out in Kelowna. And then from there, I went over to Hong Kong, spent some time there. Hong Kong to Thailand, Thailand to Cambodia, Cambodia to Singapore. Oh no, then from Singapore, I had to stop in Paris to get home. So I guess last country, but does it count if you don't leave the airport? Someone let me know if it counts. If I didn't leave the airport, then it's France. If not, it's Singapore, because I actually had a chance to wander the streets there and check Singapore out, which was an amazing place. Next question. Right there is going to be, a film was to be made about your life. Who do you choose to play you? Oh, okay, this one I think is obvious for me. I would choose one of 2 people if a film was being made about me to play me in. One, for sure, would be Ryan Reynolds, fellow Canadian. I think he's super funny. He was great in Deadpool, so many other things. So Ryan Reynolds, I think he's awesome. He's one of my favorite actors. And then the other one who played me would probably be Denzel Washington. So either Ryan Reynolds or Denzel Washington, I think, would be the best match to play me. Denzel, because I think he's got a great smile. He's energetic. He brings a lot of persona and charisma to the silver screen, they call it. So yeah, and you see movies like Training Day and different stuff. Yeah, so I'm either going to go Ryan Reynolds or Denzel Washington to play me in a movie about my life. Either one of them, I think, would do an excellent job. Both they've got a lot of similarities, and a lot of similarities that I think overlap with me. So I think Denzel or Ryan Reynolds for sure. Next question. What color best describes my personality? I'd say orange. Orange, kind of outgoing, kind of a fun color. You don't really know what you're gonna get from orange. Is it gonna be, you're gonna burn the roof of your mouth because it's too hot, or it's gonna be nice and chill, kind of cool color, so I'm gonna go orange. Next one, who's the most fascinating person I've ever met? Most fascinating person I've ever met would probably be Bill Murray. I met him one time. He was a very cool guy. Quick short story. I don't know how much time you get for speed dating, so I'm gonna cover this Bill Murray story really quick. Bill Murray is walking into the Late Show with David Letterman. It was right near the very end of Letterman. I was down in New York City. I had a chance to get in and see Letterman film live. So you're waiting there. Bill Murray walks by. He's holding his a hanger over his shoulder like this with his suit jacket on it, and he walks right by me, like literally from me to the camera. So for those you can't see, you're talking like almost arm's length away. Drops the coat. I reach over. I pick it up for him. Mr. Murray, you dropped your coat. And he turns and looks back to me. He goes, "Well, I certainly have, haven't I? Thank you." Takes the coat. We shake hands. Pre-COVID, much safer. And he goes on his way. So Bill Murray, I didn't really get to know him, but it was still a fun little interaction with Bill Murray. Next question. What hobbies would you like to get into if you had the time and money? Hobbies. I think a great hobby, I'd love to learn how to play guitar. That's more of a time thing. If I had the money though, it would be something like skydiving or jet skiing. Like I love those kind of like action-y type things, so I think that'd be a lot of fun. So yeah, there's where I'd go with that one. Where's the strangest place you've ever been? I don't know if it counts as strangest, but one of the coolest places / strangest places I've ever been is going to Chernobyl outside Kiev in the Ukraine. Absolutely amazing. The ghost city, Pripyat, is just, you're blown away when you get there. So yeah, for sure, that would be one of them. Where would your friends or family be most surprised to find you? Probably the library. Any place where like one, you're forced to read, and second, you're forced to be silent is not a great spot for me. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with reading. I think reading is great for people who aren't able to watch movies. And also, yeah, so no, library for sure. You're not allowed to eat there. You've got to be quiet. You got to read everything. Just the whole environment of a library, it's not for me, for sure. The next one, if there's an Olympics everyday activity, what would you have a good chance of winning a gold medal in? For punctuality. Punctuality, for sure. I like if there's a time, I'll be there 5 minutes early. I would rather be someplace 30 minutes early than 1 minute late. Yeah, so if I'm meeting someone, if we're on a speed date and we're meeting, like I will not be late as I head to the next. Although I think speed dating, you just kind of go from table to table. I'm not really sure, but I think it's something like that. So that would for sure be my answer right there. If you could give yourself a nickname, what would you want people to call you? No chance. I don't believe in self-gloss. If you give yourself a nickname, you and I have got problems. Your nicknames are earned by other people in your life. I've been given nicknames, but I would never give myself a nickname. I think it's poor form. I think nicknames are given to you by loved ones, family members, friends, teammates, whatever, and they're like, because then you get basically christened with the name, and sometimes you love them, sometimes you don't. But giving yourself a nickname, nah, I'm not about that. And if whoever I'm speed dating with is giving themselves a nickname, it's a ding, hit the buzzer, on we go. Next question. What odd talent do you have? Odd talent for sure. I can pick things up with my toes. My toes, as I've said before many times, each one is shaped like a different bulby chicken wing. Some are like the round ones, some are the flatty ones, but I can pick stuff up with my toes. It's great because you can subtly like pinch people with your toes under the table and they would never suspect you. But like you drop a sock on the floor, you pick it up with your toes. So really, it's saving my back all kinds of years of aging, I'm sure, just because, I use my feet for a lot of stuff. Next one. What was the worst advice someone has given you? Worst advice someone has given me was my dad. Dad, if you ever see this, I don't know if you will, but if you ever see this, this is the worst advice. 5 years ago, I said to you, I'd saved up, I had $5,000 to invest. I was like, Dad, I should buy stocks in Netflix. And Dad was like, that's the stupidest idea I've ever heard. And so he talked me out of it. Yeah, worst idea ever. I don't know what $5,000 stocks in Netflix would be worth from 5 years ago to now, but 100%, I feel like that was a bad piece of advice. So Dad, you gotta own that one, Netflix. When you were a kid, what seemed like the best thing about being grown up? When I was a kid, the best thing I thought about being grown up would be the best thing is picking your own bedtime. And to be honest, that's still the best part about being grown up. A lot of other things about being a grown up are overrated. Like having a job, sometimes overrated. A lot of other things. Two best things about being a kid, being grown up. One, picking your own bedtime. I love picking my own bedtime. Stay up as late as I want, go to bed whenever I want. That's amazing. The other thing, being able to drive. Driving is giving me more freedom than anything else in my life. So being able to drive, picking my own bedtime, two best things, 100%. Next thing, what's your biggest pet peeve? Oh, slow drivers, 100% slow drivers. So if you're a slow driver, please move over to the right. If you're driving really slow, please just take the bus. I understand there's the convenience of being able to leave your own garage, but please just take the bus and be off the roads from everyone else. Biggest pet peeve, slow drivers, 100%. Next thing, what fashion trend did you never really understand? Oh, mesh shirts on men. When men were like wearing mesh shirts, I never really understood that. I'm not comfortable with mesh shirts on men. I feel like, yeah, I'm moving right along. Speed dating with Brad. Let me know if these answers good answers for when you're meeting someone for the first time. I feel like that's a strong one. And if women are really into mesh shirts on men, she's not right for me. Like I think that's a good one right there. What's the silliest fear you have? Oh, that for me, that's a given. Walking up the stairs, tripping on a stair, going face forward, and knocking out all my teeth on the step that's higher. You know, like if you're going up the stairs and you fall forward and then it's got like that T, like basically curbing my own teeth. No, that is my biggest fear. Completely irrational. I've never chipped any teeth on stairs. I've never fallen on stairs. I've fallen on stairs many times. That's stories for other times. This is about speed dating, about efficiency. Next one. What machine or appliance in your house aggravates you the most? Oh, 100% my dishwasher. That thing is so incredibly loud. Now, don't get me wrong, first world problem. Yes, I'm very fortunate to have a dishwasher. Yes, I understand this. But it is so loud, it literally shakes the entire house. I need a new dishwasher. Like, you cannot run it while you're trying to sleep, which is when like they charge you less for electricity, simply because it is so painfully loud, no one in the house can sleep. Impossible. What is the cheesiest pickup line you've had used on you? Oh, okay, it's been a while since I had a pickup line used on me, which maybe that's something else I need to consider. Why aren't more pickup lines being used on me? I'm not sure. Anyway, the cheesiest one was a woman came up to me, she goes, "Is your mom a baker? Because you've got great buns." Now, it's one of those things. I don't know if that counts as cheesy, but that was a great line. I loved it. And to be honest, like, anytime's gonna give you a compliment about the booty, about the buns, you gotta take that. That's a win. Cheesy pickup line used on me. I loved it. It made my day. I felt really good about that. Next one. What's your favorite smell? Oh, there's two things come out immediately. One, favorite smell. One, fresh baked bread. I love it fresh out of the oven. Throw a little butter on that, eat that, or gasoline. One or the other. Gasoline at the gas pumps is amazing, or fresh baked bread. Those are my two favorite smells. Next one. Would you rather go for bungee jump ride or hot air balloon? I've done bungee jumping. I loved it. So for me, hot air balloon, just because I haven't done that one yet. Do you squeeze the toothpaste from the middle or the end? I'm not a savage. Oh my goodness. Who squeezes it from the middle? From the end, 100%. And if this lady at speed dating, she says she's a middle squeezer, no, I'm out. Right then, ding, hit the bell. We are moving along. That is not okay. Not okay. Next one. Would you rather live for 6 months in a lighthouse accessible only by 3-mile boat ride, or live for 6 months in the most crowded room of a youth hostel? Oh, that's easy for me. I'm living in the lighthouse. I love the water. I love the view. And so it's a 3-mile boat ride to get in and out. I love that. Like, the most crowded room of a youth hostel. I've stayed in youth hostels. They are not my favorite. You go to sleep, someone's going through your stuff. You wake up in the morning, you're missing a t-shirt or two. I'm like, yeah. So I'm out on that one. Youth hostel, no. 100% lighthouse. Next one. Would you rather have an exotic meal in a 5-star hotel or a delicious chocolate cake from a local bakery? I'm going exotic meal, 5-star hotel. I'm very fortunate. My mom is a phenomenal cook. She makes amazing, amazing, amazing baking. So I trust mom. I trust mama. Mama, if you ever see this, you probably won't, but you are the best cook I know, especially when it comes to baking, peach pie, apple pie, cakes, for sure. I'm going the exotic meal. What do you like but are kind of embarrassed to admit? Okay. For me, what I like and kind of embarrassed to admit, the music from Moana, the movie Moana. That music, if you've never seen the movie Moana, those songs are so addictive. You get so into those things. They are absolutely amazing. Music from Moana. I don't know if maybe that's embarrassing, but that's for sure something that I don't know if I've ever mentioned to anyone before, let alone all of you, my BS Life community. Last question. What's your death row meal? This is maybe lame, but pizza? Pizza or tacos? Like, on your death row meal, do you have to pick just one or can you have more than one? I don't know. One of those two. That's speed dating with Brad. If you have any thoughts on how you think I would do speed dating, please let me know. Am I talking too quick? Are my answers too slow? Any kind of advice in this area, much appreciated. Yeah, so speed dating with Brad, that's it. Thank you so much for being a part of BS Banter and speed dating with Brad. Let's get into so many of your amazing questions for what went on this past week. Yes. All right, this week's questions, as always, I've got some amazing questions. So right here, first question from Fat Earther. Lovely location for work. Do you use a tab at a timer? I don't even know what a tab at a timer is, to be honest. So my answer to that is gonna be no, I don't use a tab at a timer. He's referring to when I was working out in front of the shipwreck, which was an awesome spot. So yeah, so Fat Earther, sorry. Yeah, tab at a timer. I usually just use an old phone, which isn't always great, to be honest, because then sometimes, yeah, anyway. Next question, Eric Lau ASMR. What in the world are you switching content? Eric, 100% no. Eric's referring to my KFC mukbang. If you didn't see that, that's where I try and take on 5 really big KFC sandwiches in 25 minutes for one every 5 minutes, for 25 minutes. Spoiler, it's an epic fail. I cannot get it done. I struggle. There's way too much mayo. Like I was struggling at the end. So no, Eric. But when I did the 1K day challenge for a week, I did 1 mukbang, and a lot of people seem to like it. So now my plan is 1 mukbang a month. You'll notice I barely got that one in September. Great question, Eric. No, same content, just trying to get fitter, healthier, never letting them mess around, have some fun. Basically, this is my quirky life, guys. My BS life. Next question. Philippine expat. Wow, there's so many apples. The apples on the ground make you sad. The apples on the ground made me sad also. I love those apples. And if you remember, I was carrying a ladder to go through, and I couldn't find the apples for the longest time. So yes, I agree with you 100% that those apples did make me sad. The fact I couldn't find them, I wanted more apples. Next question. Prepping with Sarge. Apple picking is fun. I'm jealous. What's your favorite? Oh, favorite kind of apple. Prepping with Sarge, his favorite kind of apple is Fuji. My favorite kind of apple is actually Honeycrisp. Honeycrisp, if you've never had one, each bite, there's such a delicious pop of flavor. It just explodes in your mouth in all the right ways. Prepping with Sarge, excellent question. Next one, Angelique, can I have some apples? They're surely fresh and crunchy. Yes, I would happily give you some apples. Apples were amazing. If I could share apples with everyone. We get some amazing apples out east here in Canada. Just so good, so many orchards, so delicious. So yes, I would happily share those with you, Angelique. Next question, Earthwalker, how many apples did you pick? I don't really know how many apples I picked. I filled that bag, I filled my pockets and went from there, and it was amazing. I love the apples. Apples, fresh apples, anything fresh off the tree like that, like fresh mango, fresh bananas, fresh apples. I've never had, I've had fresh grapes off the vine too, also delicious. I've had a fresh burger right off the barbecue, very similar, loved it. So fresh anything, that's the way to go. Miles be running. These apples that Steve Jobs, man, I love the resourcefulness use of pockets. Did they catch you? He points out you have to cook the corn. Okay, I didn't realize you have to cook the corn. People make this sound so obvious. I feel like oftentimes you get corn and it's not as hard as that corn. I almost lost a tooth. That was an intense level of corn. Miles, no, they didn't give me a hard time with all the apples in my pockets. And like, as you could tell, like they're pretty obvious. Like I had pockets filled with apples. All my pockets filled with apples. I consider them bonus apples. Amazing. Apple orchard, lots of fun. Next one after that, Get Away with Pam. She said you had so much fun there. How many apples did you eat? I think I ate 7 or 9 apples while I was going. I was eating them constantly, where I could. Eventually, I felt like I felt a little bit apple logged. I don't know if that's even a term, but like apple logged, like just lots of apples. And those are my questions this week. I think I had a few more. Those are the ones I've got with me that I remember. So thank you for your questions. I love your questions. I get back to them all. Some I get back to like this, especially for the amassed by 100 people, as we go from there. So yeah, that was amazing. Thank you so much. So this week's update. This week was a great week to work out. We started off the week by giving you the trip to the apple orchard, which was so much fun. Eat all kinds of apples. I've had a lot of people comment on the aggressiveness with which and the speed with which I eat apples. I just love apples. I got right into them, and yeah, sometimes when you're with the apples, you love the apples. It's amazing. From there, we did the workout, which was we did the KFC mukbang. The KFC mukbang, it was a lot of fun. And people comment on the fact that, was I really eating in the KFC parking lot? I was. That was not green screen, but I love the fact people are joking about how good my green screen is getting. I love that for sure. So KFC mukbang was next. After the KFC mukbang was where I did the hike up on the top of the hill, up in the Gatineau Hills, which is just beautiful. Mid-hike, I did the quick 20-minute EMOM. So a great beginner EMOM. So if you're just starting out on your fitness journey, I highly recommend it. It's not super challenging if you're advanced, but if you're just learning, it's a great way to get started. Then the last one I did was the ship shape workout, and that's where I had the sunken ship, well, half sunken ship behind me, and I was working in front of that. And that was, again, another quick 20-minute AMRAP, a lot of fun. The audio was terrible. I have no idea what was going on in the audio with that one, so I apologize for that. I'll do my best to make sure that doesn't happen again, but ship shape was the other one. So that was this week's worth of workouts. I love it. I love working out. I love working out in different places, and I love your guys' feedback. So if you got a suggestion for something you want to see me work out in front of, or a workout you think I should try, let me know, because those were all a lot of fun for me. This next week coming up, I'm really excited because tomorrow night, 8:30, I'm getting Francis Floyd, Kev from Purpose Driven on. We're gonna ask some of life's toughest questions like we did a few weeks ago. So make sure you check that out. That's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's Kev from Purpose Driven, Francis Floyd. We're all gonna get in this thing together and it's gonna be great. Just three of us sitting around chatting, 8:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. It's gonna be awesome. So make sure you don't miss that one. I can't wait to, it's gonna be so good. I've gotten to know those two back and forth comments. I can't wait. They are gonna be awesome. Okay, this week's oath, and you know I love the oath, the outlandish, the wild, and the fun stories of the week. So this week, the first one is UK Park that had to get rid of the parrots because they were swearing at the customers. Now, let's be honest, these parrots will learn their words somewhere, so I'm not blaming the parks officials who work there for teaching the parrots to curse, but I am going to say it does seem awfully suspicious. Outlandish story, parrots getting kicked out of their own home because they're cursing? Come on, that's not cool. One of my favorite stories, the wild story of the week, is the 3 workers who built a luxury man cave under Grand Central Station, New York City. They found an old closet, they fixed this whole thing up, TV, microwave, it was absolutely amazing. That is wild, that is not cool. They also should not have lost their job. Man, they're being creative, they're setting things up. Man cave under there, absolutely amazing. That is the wild story this week. The fun story this week, it can be no other. It's got to be the horse that got a 3-piece tailored suit made specifically for him. How cool is that? I've never even had a tailored 3-piece suit. That being said, where would I wear it? And this horse has got severe game. Absolutely amazing. That is the fun story this week. How can you go wrong? You got parrots getting kicked out of their home because they're cursing. You got underground secret man caves being built, Grand Central Station, and you got leaves, and you got leaves falling, and you got horse in 3-piece suits. Absolutely amazing. That's this week. That's week number 14, BS Banter. Thank you so much for being a part of it. You guys are the absolute best. Things are a little bit different this week. That's how it goes. Every week's a little bit different because you're getting a lot of my personality rolling through these things. Hope you have an amazing week. If you haven't had a chance, check out KFC Mukbang. If you haven't had a chance, please give me your advice on how you think I should handle speed dating. If it went well, let me know. Say, Brad, you've got this going on. You're ready to start speed dating. If you're like, ooh, you've got all kinds of weaknesses in your speed dating game, let me know that as well. Much appreciated. Hope to see you guys all tomorrow night when I go live with Francis Floyd and Kev from Purpose Driven. Have an amazing day. Until next time, I'm Brad, my BS Life. Share it, like it, give it that thumbs up. I love all that stuff. Have an amazing day. See ya.